name is Siddharth Agarwal. I'm from India. Unfortunately, my H-1B runs out, so I needed to find either, number one, a new job, and number two, somehow convince people in banking that, they should sponsor me for the green card from the word get-go. Usually these things in investment banking happen only based on your good performance. And very, very few employers will, kind of agree right off the bat to sponsor you for your green card. So unfortunately, given what was going on in the market, it was very difficult for me to obviously find another job at that time. And at the same time, I also needed to make sure that I stick around in the US because my wife lives here as well. I think the reason why I arrived at the decision to go through an EB-5 is because the firm that I used to work for back in 2022 had several rounds of layoffs due to the market environment. I was a part of that unfortunate event. And EB-5 just seemed to be a relatively hassle-free process versus a lot of other visas, which, depend a lot on the strength of your case, which unfortunately nobody can really quantify for you. So I just kind of wanted to get rid of that uncertainty and find a permanent solution to the problem.
And then, like I said, I moved here. We've been here since 2017 in Milwaukee, with her being on the H-1B. But as I think a lot of people who are of the Indian origin and who's actually, I take that back, who have their country of birth as India, because I have a few friends who are Indians, but their country of birth was different. So it's they're lucky, and it's just a little different for them. But for at least people like us, the green card backlog for EB2 is really, really huge. So the backlog, I think, if nothing is done and the law does not change, can probably, it can take up to 50 or maybe even more than that. I don't even know the actual number, but the estimates are 50 to 90 years for us to get a green card. But that is also, being on H-1B and H-4, you face different hardships from time to time, because you have to go through renewals every 3 years. Otherwise, you're just out of your job. So there were a lot of uncertainties which we were facing. Like I said, we'd been here a long time. We were part of the community, and the opportunities which US has, it's basically second to none. I won't even say second to none. It's probably one of the job opportunities which you get over here, the career growth opportunities which you get over here are pretty much unmatched anywhere in the world. So that was the reason why initially we moved to the US, and we decided to stay here. What happened was I saw an email through, just because my dad had signed me up for all these email blasts regarding EB-5. I just happened to see one email which said, if you apply now, you can get your EAD, and there are no backlogs for green card for Indian or Chinese nationals, and you can get your EAD and travel permit as soon as within a year. That is sort of what caught my attention.
I'm Prakash Yaji from southern part of India, closer to the Bangalore. I've been in the US for last 8 years. I've been on L1, H1B, and my wife is also on L2 and H4 EAD, etc. It's been 8 years of journey of this backlog. And then we started evaluating some of these options, because as being on the H1B, and the EB2 priority date is somewhere in mid 2018. The wait time and the backlog was pretty long, and then we also have a US born daughter, so we didn't want to be in the worry of the visa for so long.
And looking at the industry and market, broad market in US, I felt that there was a lot more opportunity. There's a lot more that I could still learn and grow in and that's where we decided that we wanted to move to US. Now, when we decided to move to US, obviously we had to kind of foresee like what is this? Are we doing something for long term, short term? What kind of move are we looking to do, or what is our goal? And then we decided, okay, if I'm making a move to go to the US, I'm not just gonna go there, make money, and then come back. It's something that if I'm gonna settle, then I want to make sure if my kids are getting educated, then I'm gonna settle down. And that's when we started looking at options that it's something that we want to look at the residency options in US as well. So that's where all the thought process with the EB-5 started. And there was other options that we also looked at, like such as E2 visas for business, and then also considered, maybe I can join a company that is, that has a sister company in Canada. I move up the ranks, go through the management chain, and then come to L1 visa, and all those sounds, there theoretically those are options are there, but practically looking at it, all those options are like 5 to 10 years down the road, and even then we don't know what the processing time at that time it's going to be. So it's something that I considered in a long run what's going to be my best option here. For that. So looking at combination of opportunities for myself as well as for my kids, we decided to go with the EB-5 options.
So actually, the application is for my son, who's studying at Emory University in Atlanta. We're Canadians. To circle back, my son is studying in the States. His dream is to be in the States, and I just want to make life a little bit easier for him. We came across the EB-5, which is, in our estimate, one of the speediest ways to get a green card, and that's really where we came to the EB-5. There were other options, but they had other risks associated with them that was really not on the table with an EB-5.
We're considering and have been considering for some time moving down to the States for several reasons. First and foremost, I guess, would be opportunities for our children, economic opportunities, a larger labor market, more choices of place to live, better weather, better medical care. So that's the reason we have been considering moving down to the States. And we ended up settling on using the EB-5 visa option because we felt, after consulting with several different attorneys, that EB-5 is the best and most secure way to obtain a green card and have the security of knowing that you will end up with a green card. There aren't that many interim steps. You don't have to reapply. There is initially it's a conditional card for 2 years, but as long as the the job creation standards are met and requirements are met, and the forms are filed in a timely manner prior to the end of the 2-year conditional process, you should be getting a permanent green card for your family and for any children under the age of 21.